Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's just wait a couple minutes until someone joins. We're going to wait until there's like 10 people in here, and then we're going to get started. But I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know how your weekend was. How's everyone going? Guys, I've got quite a lot of stuff I want to go over in this live stream. There's pretty much... What's happening, Mario? Hope you're doing well. We know that Bitcoin did dump quite a lot this weekend and then pumped straight back up. So we want to speak about the CME gap. I think we haven't actually filled the gap just yet. So if we look at Bitcoin CME, which one is it? We look at the Bitcoin CME. I'll find it just now, but I'm sure that it's at around about 54K. So we still potentially can come a bit lower, okay? But there is a scenario that, you know, because everyone's really, really bearish right now, right? Because everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin's going back down to 40K, Bitcoin's going back down to the 200-day moving average, which is sitting at 38K. You know, there's a whole bunch of scenarios that all these people are saying. And I think when the majority turns bearish like this, we actually tend to get a bounce, you know. But what's important to look at is the weekly candle, and have a look at this, guys. The weekly candle closed. So I'm just going to remove everything here. The weekly candle did close bearish, guys. Have a look at this. So we closed pretty much below, so 55,800. So what I'm expecting is potentially, if we can just get a retest of this level, 55,800, this is where I'm going to be looking to short. Okay, so because we closed below 55,800, there's a potential of us actually retesting that level and coming down a little bit more. So what I want to do is I want to take the fib from the high to the low, bang, like that. If we look at the 4 hour quickly, we just make it a little bit better. So this is what I'm going to be doing, entering within this zone over here today. So I'll be looking for shorts there. I think that we can get a pump maximum to like 56K, but I will still be looking to short this area back down to, you know, $50,000. Okay, so overall, I still really tricky situation here. It is really tricky right now. It is really tricky. But we're just trading pure price action, right? So we look at the higher time frames, right? You come on Monday, you can't have a bias, right? So you look on Monday, the bias for the week is we close below the range, right? And have a look left. Have a look at this, guys. Look how important this is. If you look left over here, look how important this level is. We closed below. Have a look at this, guys. This is why I was waiting for the weekly close. Where is it? Here we go. This is exactly why I was waiting for the weekly close, because we have closed pretty much below this level as well. Same exact level, right? Have a look how pretty much it's like almost perfect, literally almost perfect. So because we closed below this level, the next key zone, guys, is going to be 50 roundabouts here, right? So we're gonna speak about, we're gonna make this zone a little bit bigger just so you can see where we can come to. This is the next key level, guys. This is the next key level for Bitcoin. Okay, so the weekly candle pretty much gives us all we need to know for the week, right? We close below, we have a nice bottom wick. We can potentially fill that wick, but because we've closed below this level, there is a potential of us coming up first to trap out everyone that's trying to short now, because the majority of the people are looking at today and they're like, oh, you know, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame closed below, let's take some shorts. And then what actually happens is they forget about the retest of the previous high, right? So what I'm looking at is basically that. I'm waiting for price to come up a little bit higher here. Potentially, if we can come up to these zones, we have the 50-day moving average as well, sitting over here, right? The 50-day moving average right over here. So we could see a retest of that level. So I'm going to be looking at that for Bitcoin. Potentially not going to sell now, though, guys. I'm not going to take a sell now. It just doesn't make sense. My overall bias is still bearish. It is still bearish. But if we can come up today and take out this level over here, we can look for those sells. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to take like a long because I'm a little bit like uncertain be honest with you, a little bit uncertain of where we could go right now. So I'd rather wait for price to retest this level first, and then that will be the indication that we go short. Okay, but the main reason why we're looking at shorts is because of the weekly time frame. Like, look how important it is, right? Like, we haven't closed below this level pretty much since when was this? March 15th, 2021. Okay, so we're trading back below those zones, guys. So what does that mean? It means that we have the potential to take some beautiful sells a lot lower here. Okay, but we have to wait for our entry, and our entry is not hit yet. So in order for me to take the sell, we have to wait for 56K. Okay, does that make sense? And then what we can do is we can look at the book map. We can see where the liquidity is hiding, and I can guarantee you guys now, before even looking at the book map, we're going to have liquidity at around about those zones. So let's have a look at the book map quickly. So yeah, check 56K. 56K, we have liquidity sitting there. You see this whole box over here. And if we look at the weekly time frame, we can see where the liquidity is hiding over here. 56. Yeah, check it out. 56K. There's around about 700 Bitcoin sitting at that zone. This is where we're going to be looking for sells. So you can see the liquidity is sitting there, right? We want to be taking sells where the liquidity is sitting. So what I'll be looking at is if we can just get a little bit of a move up today first, right? If we can get a push up today first, then we can take those positions. Okay, so let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get a bit of a push first. So I'll be waiting for that today. So let's see. What are your guys' thoughts on the market? Let me know. What coins are you guys looking at? I'm mainly just looking at Bitcoin right now. I haven't really had the time to go over other coins, but let me know what other coins you guys are looking at, and then we can go through them. And yeah, let's get into it, because we're gonna look for some trades. We're gonna look for some trades. Okay. Boom. Strong liquidity. Pendle. I'll go with Pendle now. Strong liquidity at 55,517. I think you're right. I saw that as well. 500. Yeah, look at that. 500. Yeah, around about this zone. It's actually quite packed up here. People are trying to sell within these zones. Let's actually have a look at that quickly. If we look left, there is a bit of, yeah, you can see over here 55,500, 55,700. You can see people are trying to look at that for some sells. But I think that what we're going to do is we might even just get a little bit of a short squeeze, come up to this level, and then we can take some sells. So I think we're going to get a good position there. Maybe it might not happen right now, but yeah, let's see. So Mario says, let's go over Pendle. Let's have a look. Pendle's been doing quite well compared to most of the other coins, to be fair. And also SWI. I want to go over SWI as well. Pendle. Okay, so Pendle is actually not looking good. The reason why I say that is it's forming a bit of a head and shoulders pattern over here. I'm not saying that this always plays out, but this type of pattern does tend to get rinsed. So basically what I mean by that is we have our left shoulder here, our head, and our right shoulder here. So this could potentially happen, come back to these lows. But if we look at the weekly time frame, it is still holding this weekly support, right? Which is quite nice. Which could definitely invalidate what I just spoke about. COR. I'll go over COR in just a bit. So Pendle is currently at weekly support, which is good. As long as we stay above this level, we should see a little bit more upside. We look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame did actually close back above this weekly support. So as long as we stay above this level here, we should be fine. Yeah, so I'm looking at this one here. If we can close above this level here, then we can definitely look for some buys there. But there's just not much. I'm not really interested in buys at the moment. Although I want to show you guys something quite interesting in just a second. But yeah, it looks like we might rip here, to be fair. We closed above. Yeah, what I want to see now is if we can close above this 200-day moving average and above this point over here for Pendle, then we could potentially look at a long. But this is not on CoinW. Hedera and ICP, yeah, sure. This is not on CoinW, so I won't be trading this. But if we can just close above this level here, let's make this a different color because on the black it looks a bit okay. So our weekly support is at 2.74, and then our 1 hour resistance is at 2.8367. So what I would wait for is price to close above this level here, because we've been kind of ripping, right? We've already been like pumping past this point over here. So I want price to obviously take out this high, and then we can look for a push a little bit higher back up to these levels. But yeah, right now, I mean, we've kind of already missed it. This would have been the entry on the weekly retest. So I'm not really interested in that. Let's have a look at COR. COR. Actually, I don't think I've ever traded this coin. Okay, let's see. Okay, is this the right one? I'm pretty sure. Okay, so if we look at COR, I mean, it kind of just looks like a bit of a pump and dump, to be fair. So if we do look at this, we have our daily our daily support at this point, which is fine as long as we hold above this level here at around about 0.8, pretty much 0.8 flat. We should see a bit of a move. Then have a look at this. So this is quite interesting. This is very, very interesting. We have a bit of a triangle pattern over here. So this is looking decent, to be fair. This is actually looking really, really nice. COR. I mean, personally, what I would be looking at is if we can, yeah, the daily candle did close bullish here. This is a good entry for spot, to be fair. Like we added pretty much your previous daily support from your weekly support from pretty much 2023, like June, July, May, around about those areas. And we did actually grab liquidity, and this does look like it wants to flip bullish at this point. So COR actually looking good. And if we break out of this pattern over here, we're probably going to see quite a big pump. So the problem is we are still below all of these key moving averages, which is telling me that there still might be downside. So what you want to see is you actually want to wait for something like this to happen, where we get a pump, a retest of this level, and then we see a push up. But if you're very confident in this token, I haven't done the research on this token, to be honest with you, so I don't really know what's happening. But if you're confident in this token, this would be a good entry. Like it looks really, really clean. Hedera. Let's have a look at Hedera HBAR. Okay, so HBAR. Let's have a look here. So HBAR pretty much back at the lows. I remember last year, I think it was, October, we had that breakout. And that's the exact same thing that I'm looking at this year, guys. October, November, you can see what happens in September, right? September, we had that massive, like a bit of a down squeeze back down to support, which is what's happening now. And then October, November, we do see a bit of a move up. We do see a little bit of a move up, which is what I'm looking at. So Hedera, let's have a look at this a little bit closer. Let's have a look at this a little bit closer. So Hedera, as long as we stay above this point over here, around about 0.44449, that looks good. I mean, Hedera entry zones are pretty much hit. This is your entry zone, to be fair. Like, I love HBAR as a project. I think that it could definitely come back up to these highs over here and even all-time high. And I honestly think like buying a spot for Hedera at this level is such a good investment, guys. Like honestly speaking, I mean, if it does break this level, you have like maybe like how much, like 10% drop, like a 15% drop. But honestly, you're not going to get a better entry price than what you're getting right now. Obviously, you can wait, but like you don't want to be waiting too long for these entry prices, because sometimes you see something like this happen. Because the problem is right now, guys, what's happening is that Bitcoin dominance is still too high, which is something that I'm looking at, right? So if we look at Bitcoin dominance, and I want to bring it up quickly just to show you something, we did actually get a bearish weekly close, which is so promising for the market, but we are still really too much in an uptrend right now for Bitcoin, right? Dominance. So as long as if this keeps on going up, then the altcoins are going to suffer a lot more, right? We might even see a lot more downside, but there is some lights at the end of the tunnel, because if we can break through this level over here, we're going to see a massive altcoin season. And technically, you have to start thinking, right? If you want to buy altcoins, you need to start buying altcoins at Bitcoin dominance resistance, right? Because if Bitcoin dominance at a resistance, there's a possibility of the altcoins getting a bit of a relief rally, which is why I think that the possibility is definitely for most altcoins right now, because Bitcoin dominance is. We did actually end up closing beautifully bearish this week. So I'm expecting a bit of a bullish week for the altcoin. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'm actually thinking there might be a bit of a relief bounce. Bitcoin dominance is showing some signs of weakness, which is really good for the altcoin. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I want to see what happens tomorrow on that closed. But I think what we can do is we can look at crypto bubbles quickly, guys, and we can see which coins are strong right now. Phantom had quite a bit of a move. Aave has just been incredibly strong. I think Aave, you've missed that one if you haven't got involved. I want to have this HBAR. I honestly think that getting in some HBAR now would be a good one. TIA looks really good. Sorry, my laptop is about to die. Just give me 1 second. It's not charging. Some reason it's not charging. Anyway, so we want to look at ICP would be a good one to look at now. Let's have a look at ICP, Notcoin. Litecoin got absolutely smacked yesterday. SWI is down 3%, but it's pretty much up like 11 or 12%. So we want to look at the ones that haven't really moved. So let's look at ICP. Let's look at Filecoin. I want to have a look at Filecoin. Let's look at Polkadot as well. Okay, let's jump through that. Check Dogecoin. Yeah, Dogecoin as well. Okay. Okay, let's jump through it. Let's go over ICP first. I know someone did ask for ICP. Everyone, it's like a love-hate relationship with ICC for a lot of people. A lot of people love it, or everyone hates it. It's weird. So okay. So what I'm going to do here for ICP is, I mean, I'm loving how this is looking, to be honest with you. Okay, so basically, if we look at ICP, like, I mean, just look at this. Like, it's at $7. Oh my God, what? When was this? Did it reach a high of almost $3,000? That's crazy. I don't think it's going to go there again. But okay, so we could probably definitely potentially see an all-time high back for ICP in like the peak of the bull run. But right now, it's actually looking decent, to be fair, because if you look at ICP on the weekly time frame, right, we have this level over here, and we have a little bit of a level over there, but we are closing above resistance, and this is the retest that I think a lot of people have been waiting for. So if we look at ICP like this on the lower time frames, we can see that we are starting to form a bit of a downward channel over here. You can see right over here. This is something that a lot of people are probably looking at. It's looking like it might even break out very soon. So even on the 4-hour time frame, it's looking decent. If we look at the 4-hour right now, I mean, for confirmation's sake, I mean, this is your liquidity sitting over here. We have to see a bit of a break over here. Yeah, to be fair, there's a lot of wicks over here. You can see that at this point over here. I'm just going to highlight it so you can see we have a retest over here. a retest over here, a retest over here, a retest, a retest, a retest, and a retest. So as long as, like, I mean, if we can break above here, cool. Like, we can look for longs, but I mean, like, can we really take longs now? No, we can't. It just doesn't make sense, right? Because you'll be longing at resistance. So I'll probably look for a short here, although I'm quite bullish on the setup. We'll see. I want to see if we can just get a bit of a push up a little bit higher here, and then we can definitely look at a potential move back down. Because if you actually look at the lower time frames, like, honestly, looking at this, we've been making lows and highs, but right now we are starting to form a bit of a upward sloping trend line, which is something to watch out for. But this can easily get broken, guys. This can easily get broken. So I'll probably be looking, if we can close above this point today, then fine, we can look for longs. But if we get rejected from 7.57, then most probably just look for shorts. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put an alert, just so I know what's happening. I'm going to put an alert for 7.5. 7 point. There we go. I'm going to put an alert for 7.570. Because if price hits that level, then fine, we can potentially look for those shorts. But if we break above that zone, we might even potentially get a long. Okay. So RCP looks interesting. What are the other ones that we're looking at? It was going to be SCR. Let's look at OP and Filecoin. Thing is with SCR is one of those coins that, it either just pumps or just goes sideways. And to be honest with you, it's probably just going to go sideways here. But have a look at that. Yeah, look at this. So this is your double bottom that I was speaking about I think it was last week or something. And if we look at it on the daily time frame, yeah, have a look at this. So when was this? Friday? We closed beautifully like that. Let's just remove all of these. I honestly think that we most probably just going to see a push back up to these highs of here, and we're just going to range. So we're going to be looking for like a 10% push here. Because if you look at this it's pretty much forming equal lows, right? But it's actually starting to form a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. So this is a bearish pattern. So what needs this, in order for this to actually hold up, we need price to come back up to this point over here, and then we can look for those sells. So can we look for buys before we get those sells? Definitely we can. So we'll look on the 4-hour time frame. We can see right now that we are starting to actually potentially break out here. This previous 4-hour candle closed really, really strong here with a bit of a doji candle as well. So what I want to be looking at is if the next 4-hour candle can just close above here. We look at the 1-hour time frame. We've retested that level very, very well. This is looking like a bit of a breakout, guys. I'm actually going to look at this for a long, because I want to be looking for a long for SCR back up to potentially 0.31. I'm looking for like a 10% move. I mean, your stop loss only 1%. This is definitely worth taking the risk. Because your risk to reward will be like 1:10 on this trade. So it's like it's a good risk to reward. Yeah, but what we need to see is we definitely need to see a break of this level here. Okay, so I'll be looking at what's happening. Can't see your charts. Oh, my bad. Thank you. Can you check Floki, Dogecoin, Alluvium, ARB? Yeah, sure. Okay, so this is gonna be my setup for SCR, guys. Like I said, Bitcoin dominance is at a point right now where we can't really be too short, because there could be a short squeeze. So basically what that means is if there's a short squeeze, price is most probably going to take out all the stop losses, right? So you can see for SWE, SEI, people are trying to sell this level, right? People are trying to sell this level. So stop losses are going to be over here, right? You can just see where these wicks are. So people put their stop losses just above here. So I'm thinking there's most probably just going to be a short squeeze. And it is a Monday, right? Sorry. What happens on the Monday is we do get a false move. Not always, but Mondays typically give us false moves. And I honestly think that SWE is one of those ones where we can definitely come back up and create that 4 hour and that daily high again. So we can see that this is pretty much, we close pretty much equal lows, right? There's a possibility of us just coming straight back up to 0.31 or potentially back up to this 50-day moving average. But we have to keep in mind that we are still below this level here at 0.2849. Okay, so I'm actually looking at this for the day, potential longs for SEI. I think we're going to get a bit of a move today. It is a Monday. People are like looking at the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, and it's very bearish right now. But there is potential for some upside. Okay, so that's SEI. So I'm actually going to put an alert there. Okay, I'm going to put an alert there. And then we want to see Dogecoin, Floki, Illuvium. Illuvium, I love the project a lot. But I mean, I know the chart got absolutely smoked. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin. Yeah, I was actually looking for a short this weekend, guys, and I'll go over why I didn't take it. This was like my setup, and I'm still thinking that this is valid, guys. So basically, have a look at this. Have a look at this. So this was my setup this weekend. I didn't take this trade, but I was looking at this and I was thinking this would be the ideal setup because of the fact that we're creating still lower lows in the market, right? So if we look at this on the higher time frame, we can definitely come up a little bit higher here. And yeah, I'm probably gonna take this within today. I want to see how we react though. I want to see how we start reacting, but we are starting to close back above the 200-day moving average. Oops. So what does that mean? It means whenever we start closing above this level, have a look here. Whenever we start closing above this level, we tend to be bullish, right? And right now we're starting to close back above. So this is technically, yeah, SWE. I'll have a look at SWE as well. So technically this is actually quite bullish, but on the 4-hour time frame, we are still really, really below that 200-day, and we have been actually forming these lower highs. So it's technically still bearish, but Dogecoin, I'm still expecting this to get tapped. I'm still expecting a bit of a 16% drop for Dogecoin. This is your volume, your point of control. So what does that mean? It's basically where the most amount of trades happen within a specific range, and we can see that price is actually, as long as we stay above that level, we should be fine. We should be fine. So, I mean, oh, there we go. Oh, my laptop's not charging. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, there we go. We're in. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at. I honestly think that Dogecoin can come down another 16%. And if it hits this level, then we go mega long, right? So I'll let you know if I got into this trade today, but this is the setup. I want to see, there's also a bit of a trend line happening over here as well. So this is something to watch out. If we can reject all this trend line, I'm taking sells, okay? And I'll let you guys know. But honestly, I'm expecting a bit of a pump today before we get a dump. So that's Dogecoin. I actually want to just put an alert here for Doge just in case we get a breakout, and then we can flip long as well. I'm going to add 2 alerts here because I don't want to miss this trade. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and also like the video. I want to see how many likes we got. I think we have around about, let's have a look. We got 6 likes. Let's get that to 12 likes, guys. 12 likes. That'll be amazing. And yeah, let's have a look at your other coins. So we have We have ARB, Illuvium, and Floki. Okay, let's have a look at that. This chart is not working. Car. There we go. No, we're not. Just give me 1 second, sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're not. Because my battery's on like 4. So wait. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, there we go, we're in. Finally. Okay. Okay, we're back. So let's have a look. So what else are we looking at? It is Alluvium, ARB. Let's have a look at Alluvium because Alluvium is interesting. I think the game's really cool. I'll actually like since Alluvium came out, guys. Like since Alluvium came out, I was actually really involved with them. I actually started playing the game and everything, and then obviously the bear market came and it got absolutely smashed. But have a look how the game's really cool. Like it's a really cool game. It's actually been pumping, kind of. Let me show you the mechanics and everything is really like futuristic and it's quite cool. But yeah, I want to see. I do think that it will last because I think it's part of Epic Game Store. They have a lot of backing from like Riot and everything. It's a really cool game, guys. You should have a look at this project to hold it in the future. I honestly think you're getting it at such a discount. I mean, I bought it long ago, and I got absolutely smoked because obviously the bear market, right? And this is pretty much the lowest point you're gonna get it at. I think I bought it like, yeah, like I bought it so early, guys. I literally bought it around about like around about $600, and now it's at 37. This is probably the worst investment that I've ever made in my life. But I honestly think that it's a good project, and buying it at $37 when it could potentially get up to these highs is I mean, it's a crazy percentage increase. So just have a look at this game, because I honestly think that buying Illuvium you're looking at almost a 2,000% increase. Definitely a good project, guys, and they're always active. And yeah, I honestly just think that the time when they launched was just the wrong timing. You know what I mean? Every coin that really launched in the bear market got absolutely smoked, and the reason why they're still here is because they either have really good developers and they're really like good backing, or they just have a lot of interest from institutional capital that are actually giving them the ability to actually be afloat. So if that's the case, it means that they have the opportunity to really make a good impact within the bull market. And I honestly think that this is one of the coins that is going to rip really hard. And you're buying it at such a discount. I mean, a 2,000% gain within the next bull market could potentially you can put your feet up for a couple of years, depending on how much your investment was. So Luvium looks good, guys. If we look at the weekly time frame, of course, like we haven't really seen these lows before. But honestly speaking, I mean, if we do even come lower, I just think buying Illuvium here is just a good one. You can't really do a TA on this, but I think that this is a good one to buy. I've been following this for like a couple of years, guys. Illuvium. I think I got into it in 2022. Yeah, 2022. Okay, so that's Illuvium. I love Illuvium. ARB. ARB. Okay.